What's up, guys? It's Captain Productions back with the review of 7250 Clone Walker from 2005. We're finally getting around to doing this. I've had some of these sets, not this one specifically, but quite a few of the 2005 Revenge of the Sith release sets sitting around. I've been waiting for this year to finally review them. And now that I've got some projects out of the way, I'm looking to get this one done. Doesn't mean I'm going to do one of these automatically next week, but I'm going to try and do these every so often. And we're starting with what I think, with the exception of the Jedi Starfighter and the Arc-170 poly bags from 2005, this is basically the smallest normal set from that wave. And this is a pretty cool set from back in the day. You get a Clone Trooper, and it's like, for the cheap set, you actually get one of the Legion ones as well. There's been quite a few ATRTs that have released since then. There's the... I think the one that came out after this immediately would be the one from the 2010 Turbo Tank, the little micro one. We've had ones that have come in battle packs. We've had... And they're still coming out in battle packs. In fact, we're getting another one this year, 20 years later. But this is the original one, and look at those instructions. That kind of makes me miss these quite a bit, because modern instructions are plain, they're bland, and they're boring. So you got one minifigure in this set, and cool little fact is, this is one of the little vehicles. You can ride this in the complete saga, which it doesn't mention this anywhere because the game wasn't out yet. In fact, when this released, Lego Star Wars, the video game, had just come out for the PlayStation 2. So let's jump in with the minifigure that you get in this set, because the minifigure is pretty cool for what he is. And here is the Clone Trooper provided in this set. This is a Recon Clone Trooper, which is pretty cool. It's the only one that this minifigure came in, which is kind of how the 05 clones work. Certain Legions were only in certain sets. Got that old style megaphone blaster because it's 2005 and that's what they were doing. Nice red print. It's got a black head underneath. It's got the cutout helmets, which, you know, was pretty cool, which was introduced a couple years before this in 2002 with the original Lego Clone Trooper. But this is pretty cool. I personally, in my collection, I've got two of these guys. They look great. Love those symbols. Those old megaphone blasters. It's that's just one of those things from the era. But let's jump into the ATRT itself. And here it is. So for 2005, I think this is really well done. And now I did buy this set used. So to my knowledge, I think, yeah, that is it. That is not. That is a print on top. That is kind of what I'm talking about. Retro Lego Star Wars did it right. That would be a sticker now. Now, I get Lego did that whole cost-cutting thing in the 2000s, but that's kind of one of the things that made the set great. So, what you're going to do is you're going to take your Clone Trooper, like, so again, it's one of those is what you see is what you get kind of sets. There's not too much to it, but it does the job. You take the Clone Trooper, move back these kind of handlebars that you have here, and you're just going to put them right in. And, you know, once he's in there, what you take, you've got these kind of stud points here and here. You can stick the blaster there. I suppose you could also stick it in this bit at the back here. You've got those options. Now the feet are pretty cool. I don't know why, but I think of kind of like aircraft kind of cockpits with these pieces, and I really do like them. The legs have decent possibility, kind of like this. You can have them all stretched out, which makes no sense. It's not as if you can have them running or walking really, but I mean, you can come up with some, like, they would fall over like that, so you kind of have to keep it kind of in the one position. There's some decent detailing on this, like these kind of pieces here, which I'm pretty sure like Lego City, the police minifigures use those as flashlights, or at least they did back in the day. And I just like the fact that they thought to include that. This front bit does swivel quite decently. You can turn it around. You know, this cannon can achieve some good angles. It does fall off quite a bit, but remember, it's 2005, so it's not perfect. But it's brilliant. This, again, that's a really nice print. And you got this whole aerial on the back. It's an overall really good walker. Again, it's a what you see is what you get kind of build, which is what some of the builds from this era are like. But this is a really cool one. And, you know, for what it's worth, I mean, this set can still be picked up, you know, pretty cheap. I think I was going to be £17 for this one. Again, I'm talking used condition. Depending on what kind of collector you are, you might want sealed. But let's look at those instructions, because those are pretty cool. And here's those instructions I was talking about earlier. It's a shame that Lego no longer feel the need to do things like this. Instead, the instructions are boring and bland, and I don't know. Those are pretty cool. Anyway, You got the Kashyyyk Forest there. You got Vader with the lava, which is pretty cool. 7250, the Lego Star Wars logo from back in that era. On the back, you have an ad for Lego Star Wars, the video game, which came out on PlayStation 2 that year, Xbox, Game Boy Advance, PC CD-ROM rather. Yeah, those are all the platforms from back. This is even predates Xbox 360 as well. But you know, you're gonna open it up like so. It's kind of your standard kind of building instructions, nothing special. And the alternative builds, which I think this is the first Lego setting up. The Slave 1 was the first set I reviewed that had alternative builds. And it'd be pretty interesting to see if there's a website somewhere online that tells you how to build these kind of things. But what's really cool about these instructions is this bit in the back here, showing you those other 2005 sets. I've got the Archon 70, I've got the Clone Turbo Tank, and I've got the, it's shown here, the Darth Vader's Transformation, which will be the next one of these 05 reviews. Some pretty cool sets there. The Grievous Chase, I've got that one as well. There's a lightsaber duel, there's Catamaran. 2005 is kind of iconic in that way. And you got the old Lego Club kind of adverts for Lego Universe. Pretty cool Lego instruction manual. But yeah. So, should you buy the 2005 Clone Walker 7250 in 2025, 20 years after it came out? 100%. Cool minifigure if you like the retro side of Lego Star Wars like myself. Decent enough build. I mean, yeah, the ATRT's like, I think the only one that was ever close to scale was the 2010 version. That was really just it. Everyone that's come afterwards has been big and oversized, but so was this one, and this is what kind of started the trend. I really do like this one. You do see these briefly in Revenge of the Sith. I think it's a scene in the Clone Troop says all these Wookiees are dead, it's something along those lines. And it's kind of after the whole Order 66 scene takes place, but yeah, really cool set. So the next one we're going to be doing from the 2005 wave is Darth Vader's Transformation. I'll see you in that review. Thanks for watching.